All right. Good morning, guys. I got into a trade around 30 minutes ago and I totally forgot that I was going to start recording my trades and my thought process behind every trade I take and why I'm taking them and win or lose my feelings and thoughts. So, this is what happened this morning. As we can see here on the 1 hour time frame, which is my high time frame, we actually just shifted from bearish to bullish because right here we broke structure once right here. We broke structure once right here, signaling a market shift. And then again, we retested by coming down to this extreme demand zone. And then we continued pushing up. So this is another break of structure. So that means we're going to be going to the upside. And what I wanted to do was wait for price to pull back, fill imbalance, which it did right here on this wick right here, and continue to push back up. So let's go to my medium time frame where I was looking for entries. So this morning came down, swept some liquidity right here, and had a huge movement up. So that means we know that institutions came up here and bought at that area. So in 15-minute time frame, we see that liquidity was swept. Price went up, came down. So this morning, what I was waiting for, remember guys, first thing you always want to wait for is an inducement. You don't want to be the first to go in early just to be the liquidity that the market's going to sweep and take you out. So that's exactly what I was waiting for this morning. Market opened right here at 6:30, came all the way down here, came up. So as you can see, it came down, up, down, up, down, up right here. When this candle closed, this is when a market shift happened on the 1 minute time frame, so on the low time frame, which is where people like me, day traders, look for entries. So right here we have a market shift. Now, if you were a beginner or not so familiar with how the market moves, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, now I'm gonna enter in on the extreme zone right here, and then I could take profit wherever, because we're obviously bullish now. The market signaled that. So if you would have put in stop orders around right here, when price came down, you would have gotten filled. It would have gone up. You're like, yeah, I know exactly how the market moves. Like, I'm about to hit TP and make a whole bunch of money, right? But then no, the market came down, swept you guys right here where you put your stop losses, right under this. Be like, I got you. You're not that smart. And that's exactly what I was waiting for this morning. This right here was a liquidity sweep that I needed for the inducement that was created by the markets. So once that entered, I knew I was ready to start looking for my entry models. So today's entry model, as you could see, what price did right here after a swept liquidity, it came up to this supply zone, this near supply zone, reacted it a little bit, and then went up and broke structure. So what do I call this? If you remember the entry model video I shared with you guys earlier, this is the flip zone entry. So it's not the market shift where it clearly broke out with no reaction and I enter on the extreme or a liquidity sweep, but a flip zone entry. So what price did was went up, reacted a little bit, came down, and then broke structure up. So once I saw that, I knew I was going to start putting limit orders right here on the pivot candle of the breaking structure of the flip zone. So pivot candle being this one right here, but I put my stops under the zone just to give myself a little bit of a cushion. So price came up. I was patient. If price doesn't go your way or doesn't come back to your limits, just let it go. You know, opportunities will come and go, but you never want to be chasing price. You want to wait till price goes to you. And you have to stay patient in the game, and if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But today, it did happen. Price went up, came down, came up again, came down, and I got tapped in on this blue candle, as you can see right here, where the up arrow is, because I set my limits right there, and I have my stop losses right here, and now I'm waiting to hit my take profit. Now, how did I set my take profits? As you could see, right here is a zone. So on the higher time frame, let's look in the higher time frame first so we understand the bigger narrative. Higher time frame, this is actually a huge supply zone right here. And price has already been stopped by this zone twice. So reacted once, reacted twice. And obviously I could go for right here where liquidity is on the left hand side and be like, that's where I think price can go. But I tend to like to play it safe and play it to where I know price will go. And it also sticks to my rules where the risk to reward, as you see on the screen here, is 3.09. So I only take trades that return me at least 3, but no more than 4. More than 4, I don't tend to like to take big trades because I know through experience and through data that my entry models are the best for 3 to 4 RR. So as you can see, it's been 30 minutes, 7:44. Right now it's 8:20. I've just been waiting and just having faith. I mean, obviously there's always times where I want to take profit early if I start seeing a drop. Like when it came up here and came down, I'm like, oh, I want to take profit, or I want to maximize my gains. But the thing is, you are actually cutting your losses from what you can actually make. And you don't want to be doing that, because in the long run, that's how you will be making more money. And the same thing with stop losses. You never want to drag them or be like, oh, I don't want to lose, because that's just your ego talking. And once you have a plan formulated, you just stick with it. And right now, even if we're up here, I'm okay if price comes all the way down and just crushes me. But I know that I set my limits at a good spot, and I will be taking profit there. Obviously, since I'm a little more experienced, I know if the market is shifting the other way. If I see some liquidity being swept and I see a huge reversal, a break of structure, something that I can't deny that is going my way, then I'll react to it. But if nothing changes and the plan looks right, then I stay doing nothing no matter how I feel. So yeah, as we see, price came up here, swept this liquidity right here, and there's a little reaction coming down, which is completely normal. Now I'm just waiting for price to come up here all the way to the extreme zone where I've set my take profits. So as you can see right now, price is doing a little bit of a pullback, and my old me would have been like, oh no, my heart would start racing and I'd start to panic and hands would start to be shaking and sweaty, and I'd be like, oh, it's not gonna go my way. I better take profit. I better close the trade right now and secure whatever $500 that I've made so far in the market. But no, I mean, that's how strong of a conviction you need to have in trading, and the faith that you put in yourself and your trading and your strategy, that you have to know through outcomes and through practice that this is your strategy and whatever plays out will play out. And you just have to trust on your instincts and make sure that you don't do anything irrational because of your feelings, and stick with the plan. And I have full faith that price is going to reverse up after hitting this last demand zone right here, or it could come down and sweep liquidity here or here before it goes up. Alright, so we are now in drawdown territory, where I basically entered in the position an hour ago. So as you can see, we saw price come down here to this demand zone, reacted a little bit, but there wasn't enough buyers, so it came down, swept liquidity right here. Swept liquidity right here. Once it swept liquidity, it came up again, but it still wasn't sufficient buyers. So now I'm at the last line of defense where price is sweeping this last area of liquidity. And if price is going to crash all the way down here, that means that my trade idea did not work. It was not of the variance. Like I said, my trading strategy, I only win 30-40% of the time. So in this case, which it's looking like it, if it hits my sell stops, then I'm done for the day, and I journal, recuperate, and see what I could have done better and get them another day. So let's see what happens right now in the next minute or two, because it'll probably tell us what will happen, because it'll either reverse up super aggressively or it's just going to hit my stop losses right here. Bullshit. As we also see in this 15-minute, yeah, we just started a 15-minute candle, so it could be a beginning of a reversal or a beginning of a crash. Obviously, I don't have a magic ball. I don't know what's going to happen next. All I could do is have faith in my strategy and know that one thing's going to happen or the other, and it's totally okay at the end of the day because I executed my plan, and I know in the long run, by executing the plan and sticking to it, that I will be profitable. Boom! We're going up now. So yeah, like I said, it was either going to crash down or start reversing up. So obviously I'm still not 100% confident because I don't know what's going to happen, but sticking to the plan, planning to the stick. Now this is the only reason why I would change my stop losses, because we have swept all this liquidity that's left, and you can't really sweep here. There's not much left to the stop loss. So I would change my stop losses to below where liquidity was swept. The most recent liquidity, which is right here. Give a little breathing room right here. Confirm. Same thing right here. Confirm. So now my stop loss is right here, which I could drag here, which actually gives me a 4-to-1 ratio, which is pretty good. But yeah, now again, I stay patient, and if I stay patient and I stay faithful, then I believe in my plan no matter the outcome. So let's see what happens in a bit. Oh my goodness, price is pushing. We are pushing. But yeah, let me I'll get back to you after we hit more key levels right here. Oh my goodness, price is straight shooting. Look at these big black candles. I mean, that's what sticking with the plan gets you. Obviously, I was literally at the last line of defense, but I was like, no, I believe in my strategy, and here we are, literally mooning. So hopefully it stays like this. It'll probably chop around this area because we've just hit an area, the last defensive supply over here. So there, I expect a little reaction before pushing further up. So we'll continue to see what happens. All right, I think I just waited another hour since the last push, but yeah, like I was saying earlier, this supply zone we had to get through, so it came up here to this order block, had a little reaction, came to the extreme zone, tapped it, and had a huge reaction where I was patiently waiting and still having strong and strength in my convictions, making sure that whatever test comes my way, I still stay true to the plan. Today has been a lot of tests. Obviously, you see I got in at 7:44 and it's now 9:40, so 2 hours. I was expecting more chop this hour because 9 to 10 is when institutions go for lunch break and volume tends to die down, as we see right here. But we finally got enough volume. Institutions are stepping in as we see them step in right here. They're starting to step in right here. And hopefully in the next minute or 15 seconds maybe, we're able to hit TP and we're able to call it a day and make sure that we secure our profits.